As the summer begins to cool off and we step into one of my favorite seasons of the year, the types of games that I'm playing normally change as well. The fall season is all about cozy vibes with a little bit of horror. This leads me to normally lean towards more story driven games, providing the perfect atmosphere to match the fall. Hello, cadets. My name is Xavier. And without further ado, here are 6 VR games for you to play this season, some on Quest and some on PC VR. Let's dive in. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners.
Now that the dead live forever, that every scrap counts, that everybody's just in it for themselves, do you hide in dark places?
The Walking Dead is a game I feel needs no introduction for anyone that is into VR gaming on the Quest. Not only does the game look great with the graphics update for the Quest 3, but the story is captivating. The characters you interact with along the way are interesting, and the decisions you choose make a difference. In a world where modern RPGs like to give you the illusion of choice, The Walking Dead will make you choose sides and see the outcome of what you've done. And on top of all that, it'll have your heart racing in moments where you're getting surrounded by zombies, fumbling and dropping bullets trying to reload a revolver. The awesome thing about this is they were able to do all this while implementing fun mechanics like scavenging and a crafting system, all while keeping you on a timer so you can't just gather an infinite amount of objects to make the game easy. Because if you stay in one place for too long, you'll regret it. Number 2, the Red Matter series.
Open your eyes. I can't believe it worked. Sasha, is that you?
Red Matter is one of, if not my favorite game on the Quest. In fact, I can go ahead and say it's one of my favorite games in VR as a whole. The best part about it, you don't even need a PC. The game is absolutely stunning, even when running it directly on the Quest. With high resolution textures and cool environments, you get eye candy from start to finish in this game. And on top of all that, there's an awesome story to match the backdrop you're playing through that fits right into the feeling of walking around an empty space station all alone. But the question of, am I really alone, lingers throughout the whole playthrough. I always compare Red Matter 2 to Valve's Portal, as this game gives the same feeling of someone unknowingly watching as you solve puzzles. It's eerie. Red Matter is just a bit more serious than Portal, and I'm okay with that. Now, while I've only played the second game, the first Red Matter got its graphics update at the end of last year, so I plan on playing it soon as well. I hear the story is still great, but that one is a lot shorter than the second game. I would try getting this one, maybe in one of Meta's bundle sales, but honestly, I'd still probably buy them both at full price. Number 3, Half-Life Alyx. Hailed as the best game in VR by most, there is no way Half-Life Alyx was not going to make it on this list. In fact, many state that once you play this game, every other game will feel subpar in VR. While I think this statement is a load of baloney, there's no denying that this does feel like a AAA game. The story, the atmosphere, and gameplay feel extremely polished. It really feels like Valve put just as much of their soul into this VR game as the rest of their lineup, which is really nice to see. Honestly, there isn't really much to say about this title besides if you're a fan of the Half-Life series, this game will feel right at home as a prequel. It has the same eerie vibe the rest of them are known for, and that's only heightened with the addition of VR. Plus, you get some pretty good scares throughout this game. Number 4, The Midnight Walk.
The night that followed would belong. As long as the midnight walk.
How could this happen? Oh, the flame warms the right.
Now we are probably getting into uncharted territory for most people, at least when going off of the amount of views the game gets on YouTube and the low amount of Steam reviews. That's going to be my assumption. This one is newer to my library, but it looks like it's quickly making its way to my must-play VR games. The atmosphere is dreary, but the tale of the burnt one, aka you, is destined to bring light onto the land with your little pot boy. Not only did I fall in love with Potboy instantly, I started worrying about him the first time I encountered one of the game's enemies, the crawlers, which, might I add, are absolutely terrifying. The art style in this game has to be some of the best I've ever seen in any video game, with them using over 700 clay figures to achieve the outcome they have here. The Midnight Walk puts you headfirst into a Tim Burton film and feels like a love letter to claymation. something that I appreciate very much, as claymation a lot of the time is done for the love of the art, since the time spent versus the outcome is not really what AAA studios are normally looking for. Although I haven't beaten the game yet, I'm happy to say this game exists, and it's definitely won a place in my heart. Number 5, Walkabout Mini Golf. While each of the games listed previously had a great narrative, intense gameplay, and underlying message, Walkabout Mini Golf I think is a solid addition to the best games to play during the fall season. It's such a good way to kick back, relax, and enjoy some putting either by yourself or with some friends. With some maps offering an extremely cozy feel, honestly, don't be surprised that if I decide to make a list for the winter time, this game ends up on it too. Number 6, The Exorcist Legion.
I'm sorry to impose, but would you hear my confession? Why does your god swim in such filth?
The Exorcist Legion is honestly truly terrifying, especially since you can't just look away from your problems in VR. With realistic graphics, jump scares, and loud sounds, your heart rate is guaranteed to go up. This is a little too intense for me. Like, this isn't the type of game that I'll play, but if you don't believe me, here's a video of my brother playing.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Anyways, that's the time for me to take off. If you like what you saw today, make sure you like and subscribe for more VR or Star Citizen content. Catch you guys in the next video. Safe travels.